Good morning. Welcome to Locked In on Lockdown. My name's Alex Elaine.
I'm Jack Gerards.
And as always, we're bringing you that fire, that daily heat, motivation, inspiration, actionable tips to get your mind right and you focus for the day ahead. So Jack,
yes,
what's the topic today?
The topic today is perseverance and persistence through the lens of my story. So for anyone who doesn't know my story, I have been going to the gym now nearly for 1,000 consecutive days, which is a bit crazy. I think today is, I'm really bad at knowing the days. Today, I'm pretty sure today is day 995. So like imminently, we're about to reach 1,000 days.
That is unreal. So in 5 days, you're 1,000 days consecutively at the gym. So Jack, I want to unpick this. I want to unpack it as much as possible. So just tell us about the story, the what, the why. Just give it to us.
There's a lot of layers to this. So on the surface, it might just look like I'm an iron addict and I just love going to the gym. But the reason why I started this actually was because in 2017, I went through a lot of adversity and a lot of hardship. My father passed away very suddenly. My partner at the time then broke up with me not long after that. I had an emergency operation that I had to get rushed into hospital for, and that later then led to a cancer scare. And I basically got to the point where I tried to take my own life. And I realized that I desperately had to do something to change my circumstances. Otherwise, my circumstances were going to get the better of me. And I set myself the goal of going to the gym every single day for 90 days. And somewhere along the line in that process, I developed a formidable amount of persistence and just a refusal to quit. And that just compounded and compounded. And it turned from 90 to 180 to 365. And then here we are at 1,000 days. And I think for me, this story is more about not 1,000 days of going to the gym, but 1,000 days of not quitting.
Wow. It's a honestly remarkable journey and story in more ways than one. And I have a million questions I'd love to ask you about it.
Yeah.
But I guess just going back to that moment, that time where you felt like almost everything was on top of you. Mm-hmm. How did you get from that to this commitment that you made to yourself? What was it that triggered, and what were you seeking to get out of that 90 days that you felt you needed to recondition your mind?
It was just, I needed to move. It didn't even have anything specific that I was trying to accomplish. It was just that I knew that I needed to move because I was in a very, very dangerous situation. And in doing that as well, it taught me, if for anybody who hasn't watched our last video and speaking about the importance of not getting caught up in analysis paralysis, because I was definitely in that stage then, even with the simplest things in life, just overthinking things, the process taught me that just taking action on anything in life is the best course of action, for lack of a better word.
I'm with you. This is, it's so fascinating. So I guess looking at what the gym now means and what it resembles and what it's become for you.
Yeah.
Kind of walk us through that, because you went from 90 days to now it's a part of your life, right?
Yeah.
You don't see them as two mutually exclusive things. So what has the gym evolved to becoming to you now?
It's really interesting. Like the amount of impetus is really not on the gym itself. I have a great level of respect for the gym. It has allowed me to hone my mind as much as my body, but it really has just been the vehicle that I've used and I continue to use to make progress. It keeps me focused every single day. The fact that I go to the gym every single day, even in the lead up to the whole situation with the coronavirus, it gave me a unique perspective on how to tackle the situation, because maybe about 3 or 4 weeks prior to everything kicking off, I was already thinking, okay, there's a small possibility, it might even be a 0.5% possibility that they're going to close the gyms, but that's way too high. That is way, way, way too high of a risk for me to be taking to not accomplish my goals. So I went out and I bought a ton of stuff so that I could have a gym at home, and I built a home gym. But this is really the way that you need to be approaching your goals. Like, if anything, if there is any factors that can get in the way of you being able to accomplish your goals, you have to get rid of that. You have to eliminate that.
Jack, question, can you, in your view, develop persistence?
Without question. You can develop anything in life without question. Me as a person, when I was at that stage in time, when I was first beginning my journey, when I was at day 0, I was in that position because of the choices that I was making daily, because of the habits that I had developed. And this is why I think Alex and I both keep speaking to this. It's so important. It's so important to be mindful of the things that you're thinking and the things that you're doing on a daily basis, because they will, like, we're not bringing you this information just for the sake of it. They will compound over time. And if you're making negative choices, in 6 months' time, you're going to be in a far worse situation, even if they're very, very small decisions. Yeah. Yes, you can definitely develop perseverance and persistence.
And I guess just leaning on that, because we've set out the fact that the topic is persistence, is perseverance. So in line with what we like to do and driving actionable advice and actionable tips, as much as you've alluded to it, if there was kind of a specific 3-step action plan that you'd want people to focus on as they come off of this session from, is there a kind of key 1 step or 2 steps or 3 steps that people should take to try and, condition their mind or condition their way of thinking to get committed to this kind of, journey of becoming a more persistent person?
I would say that there's maybe 4. The first one would be that, and this isn't, it's not about having a negative mind state in this situation. It's about being realistic, but thinking of what the worst case scenario could be, as I did with the gym, even though it was a very small chance, and preparing for that. The second stage would be to recognize when that would then be developing, or something is developing that may get the better of you. You understand? In this sense, we're mentally preparing ourselves for the obstacles that we may face in life. And then the third stage, which is the most important stage, is when you do face these obstacles or things that may slow you down or make you want to quit, you have to be ready to know that you're not going to quit, that you're going to push through it. I ran a marathon in 2018 that I did no cardio training for. And the whole basis of me doing that is because I literally wanted to break my personality, as crazy as it sounds. But it was that I knew that by pushing myself beyond those boundaries, that I would be able to be a better person. So see any challenges you face as being an opportunity for growth. And the last one, which we speak to a lot, is about enjoying being outside of your comfort zone. When you're outside of your comfort zone, see that as an opportunity rather than as a negative.
And just lastly, Jack, to the people that say Jack is just built differently, you're just wired differently, what's your response to that?
Because when, as I said, when I started this process, I promise you, whatever your life is now, I was significantly worse. It was a rewiring of my mindset. And anyone can do this. Anyone can do this. Trust me.
Man, this is hit heavy, but in an amazing way. I've even taken away a number of different things, and you've given us a kind of clear action step plan. So I hope everyone can come away from this and again get straight to action. Think about the steps that Jack has said to take, so that you can drive perseverance and persistence in your own life. And of course, reach out to Jack to maybe hear more about his story and his journey. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. As always, stay locked in.
See you next time. Take care.